Hello everyone. In the last video we discussed about the various number systems, and in this video we are going to discuss about the representation of signed numbers. Okay, how we can store the integers in binary. So these integers can be either positive or negative, right? So any representation of an integer must have the sign as part of the representation of the number. So the sign part also should consider while storing an integer in or while representing an integer in binary. Okay, so in digital systems that operate with binary numbers, the plus or minus sign of a number can be represented using these zeros and ones. Okay, so using the zeros and ones, we can represent the sign of the integer also. Okay, let's look into the various types of representations for representing the signed numbers. We are having three types of representations: sign and magnitude representation, diminished complement representation, and the True's complement representation. Diminished complement can also be called as r minus 1, radix minus 1's complement, and True's complement can be called as radix complement or r's complement. Okay, the representation of a positive number in all these three forms is same. Okay, but only the representation of the negative number will differ in each form. Okay, now let's look into the sign and magnitude representation. It is the simplest method to represent these positive and negative integers. In this method, the binary numbers are represented with a separate sign bit along with its magnitude. Okay, so in this system, the first bit, that is the MSB of the number, is reserved for representing the sign of the number. Okay, so if you're having an 8-bit number, the MSB bit will be reserved for representing the sign of that number. Okay, only the remaining 7 bits can be used for representing that particular value or the magnitude. Okay, and this MSB, the sign bit, the value is 0 if it is a positive number, and the value is 1 for a negative number. Okay, so the MSB is the sign bit. The 0 represents positive number and 1 is used for representing the negative number, and the remaining digits represent the magnitude or the value of the number. Okay, in 4-bit binary representation, the MSB bit, here also the MSB bit is reserved for representing the sign bit, and the remaining 3 bits can be used for representing the value of the number. Okay, so the MSB bit is used for representing the sign bit. Okay, so the sign, if the value is 0, then the sign is positive. If the value is 1, it indicates that it is a negative number. Okay, fine. Okay, now let's look at an example. Here we are representing the number plus 108 and minus 108 in sign and magnitude form. Okay, so this number 108, first point, we have to convert this decimal number into binary. Okay, so as we know, to convert this decimal number to binary, the method is divide the decimal number by 2, right? So using that method, we are finding the binary equivalent of 108, and we got that value as 110110. So using this 7 bits, we can represent that particular value. Okay, then since it is a positive number, the sign bit, that is the MSB, is set as 0. So the plus 108 can be represented in sign and magnitude form as 0 110 1100. Okay, so that MSB 0 represents that it is a positive number. Okay, fine. Now let's represent this minus 108 into sign and magnitude form. Here also we need to find out the binary equivalent of 108. We already know its binary equivalent as 110 1100. Okay, fine. Here the sign bit is minus, right? So we need to set the MSB as 1. So the minus 108 can be represented as 1 110 1100 in sign and magnitude form. Okay, so the only difference is in its sign bit. Okay, if it is a positive number, the sign bit is set as 0. If it is a negative number, the sign bit is set as 1. Okay. Okay, let's look at another example. Here we are given with a binary number, right? 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1. Okay, fine. Here the first bit, that is the MSB, is 1, which indicates that this integer is negative. Okay, then the next 7 bits 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 represent the magnitude of the integer. So the corresponding decimal value of this binary is 55. How to find out the uh, decimal value of a binary? Using this positional weight, right? Using this positional weight, add this weights whose value is 1, right? So using that method, we can find out its decimal value and we'll be getting the value as 55. And so this 1011011 represents minus 55. Okay. The disadvantages of this sign and magnitude representation is during arithmetic operations, we need to consider the sign bit also along with this magnitude, which creates some complication in the implementation level. Also, in sign and magnitude form, the number 0 has two representations, this plus 0 and minus 0. The MSB is 0 for the plus 0 and for representing that minus 0, the MSB is set as 1, right? So only the magnitude is set to 0, the sign bit changes, right? So the 0 has two representations in sign and magnitude form. Okay, so these are the two advantages of this form. Another method for representing the signed number is using complements. Complements are used to simplify the subtraction operation and for logical manipulation. So using these complements, the subtraction operation can be much simplified. Okay, and we'll be having two types of complements for each base R system: diminishing radix complement system and radix complement system. That is R minus 1's complement system and R's complement, where R is the radix value or the base value. Okay, so in decimal number system, the R's complement is 10's complement and R minus 1's complement is 9's complement. So in decimal number system, we can have two types of complement system, 10's and 9's. And in binary, we can have 2's complement and 1's complement system. In octal, we can have 8's and 7's complement system. And in hexadecimal, we can have two types of complement system as 16's complement system and 15's complement system. Okay. Now, how to calculate this R minus 1's complement of a number? Okay. To calculate the R minus 1's complement of a number in any number system with the radix R, can be done by subtracting every single digit of a number by R minus 1. Okay, so if the R is 10, that means for a decimal number system, the R is 10, right? So if you want to find out this R minus 1's complement, we need to subtract every single digit from 10 minus 1, that is from 9. Okay, so each digit should be subtracted from 9. Okay, then to calculate the R's complement, first we need to compute this R minus 1's complement, then add 1 to it. Okay, so to find this R's complement in any number system, just add 1 to the LSB of its R minus 1's complement. So first we need to find out the R minus 1's complement, then add 1 to its LSB. Okay. So now let's look into the decimal number complement. As we said, it consists of 9's and 10's complement system. 9's complement system can be obtained by subtracting each digit from 9. For example, we are going to find out the 9's complement of 5982. Okay, so here we are having 4 bits in the number 5982. Okay, and each 4 digits are separated individually from the digit 9. Okay, so 9 minus 2 is performed, we'll be getting 7. 9 minus 8 as 1, 9 minus 9 as 0, 9 minus 5 as 4. So we will be getting the value as 4017. Okay, and to find out the tens complement, we need to add 1 to its LSB. Okay. So first we are finding out the 9's complement, then adding 1 to the LSB of this 9's complement, we will get this 10's complement. So 4017 plus 1, which is equal to 4018, is the 10's complement of the number 5982. Similarly, the 9's and 10's complement of 2496 is 7503 and 7504 respectively. And in octal number system, the two complements are 7's and 8's complement. Here also the same method, the 7's complement can be obtained by subtracting each digit from 7, and by adding 1 to its LSB, we will be getting the 8's complement. To find out the 7's complement of the number 3675, subtract each digit from the 7. Okay. So the 7's complement of the number 562 is 215 and its 8's complement is 216. So similarly, in the hexadecimal number system, the two complements are 15's and 16's. So 15's can be obtained by subtracting each digit from 15, and by adding 1 to its LSB, we will be getting the 16's complement, right? So here we are given with the example 1580. We need to find out the 15's complement of 1580. So what we have to do? We need to subtract each digit from the number 15. Okay, so the number D, it actually represents the number 13, right? So we are subtracting 13 from the number 15. So we'll be getting it as 2. Then A, the actual value is 10. So 15 minus 10, we'll be getting the value as 5. Then 15 minus 5, we'll be getting the value 10. 10 is represented in hexadecimal as A. So the answer is A. Then 15 minus 1, we'll be getting it as 14. 14 is represented as E in hexadecimal system, right? So we'll be getting the value as EA52. Okay. Similarly, we can find out the 15's and 16's complement of 3BF, and we'll be getting the answer as C40 and C41 respectively. Then let's look into the complements in binary system. In binary system, the two complements are 1's and 2's complement, and this 1's and 2's complement of a binary numbers are important because they permit the representation of negative numbers. And the method of 2's complement arithmetic is commonly used in computers to handle the negative numbers. So among these various representation of the signed numbers, the 2's complement arithmetic is commonly used in computers. Okay. In binary number system, we have the 1's and 2's complement. Okay. The 1's complement is obtained by replacing zeros with 1's and 1's with zeros. And 2's complement is equal to 1's complement plus 1. Okay. So first let us look into the 1's complement. So as we just said, the 1's complement of a binary number is just the inverse of the digits, right? So to form the 1's complement, change all zeros to 1's and all 1's to zeros. Okay. So for example, the 1's complement of the number 11001010 can be written as 00110101. Okay. Okay, so to find out the 1's complement of a number, just invert the bits. Okay, if the bit is 0, change it to 1. If the bit is 1, change it to 0. Okay, so in digital circuits, the 1's complement is found by using inverters. So inverter is nothing but a logic circuit which inverts its input. Okay, so if the input is 1, it generates the output as 0. Okay, so whatever be the input, it generates its opposite, it generates its complement. Okay, so a positive number in 1's complement form is represented by the same way as the positive sign magnitude number, but a negative number is the 1's complement of the corresponding positive number. Okay, so to find out the 1's complement of a negative number, first we need to find out the binary equivalent of that number, then take its 1's complement. Okay. Okay, now we know how to calculate the 1's complement. Okay, so to this 1's complement, if we are adding 1 to its LSB, we'll be getting the 2's complement. Okay, so the 2's complement of a binary number is obtained by adding 1 to the LSB of the 1's complement. Okay, fine. So if you want to find out the 1's complement of an 8-bit number, we are in need of 8 inverters, right? Okay, so to this 8 inverters, using this 8 inverters, we are generating the 1's complement, and to perform this 1-bit addition to the LSB, we are in need of another circuit called adder circuit. Okay, so to the adder circuit, the inputs are the inverted inputs from the inverter through generated through the inverter and the carry bit. Okay, so we are having a circuit called adder circuit to perform this addition. Fine. To represent a positive number in 2's complement form, we can represent it as in the same way as in the sign and magnitude form and 1's complement form. That is, we just need to take its binary equivalent. Fine. A negative number is the 2's complement of the corresponding positive number. Okay, so to represent a negative number, first we need to take its 1's complement or its binary equivalent, then add 1 to the LSB of that bit. Okay, first we need to take the 1's complement of the positive number, then add 1 to the 1's complement number. Okay, so the number 25 can be represented as 000110001. Fine. First take its 1's complement. When we take the 1's complement, we'll be getting it as 111001110. Okay, to that 0 we are adding to the LSB, that to the LS 0 at the LSB position we are adding 1. Okay, so now we'll be getting it as 1110011. Okay, so now let's look into some exercises. You need to determine the 1's complement of each binary numbers given here. Similarly, determine the 2's complement of each binary number. Represent the numbers in sign and magnitude form, 1's complement and 2's complement using 8 bits. These are some of the exercises. Okay, now let's have a quick assessment. The first question is, convert the following decimal number to an 8-bit binary number. Okay, the number is 187. So what is the method for converting a decimal number to a binary number? Divide the number by its radix. Divide the number by 2. Okay. The second question is, convert the following binary number to decimal. We are given with a binary number 01011. So we need to convert it to decimal. So what's the method to convert it to decimal? Using the positional values of the number. By adding the positional values of the number, we can convert a binary number to decimal. Okay, fine. Then convert the binary number 1001.0010 to decimal. So here we are having a binary number with integer part as well as fractional part, right? So the integer part, the positional weight should start from 2 power 0 to power 1 towards the left. And what about the fractional part? 2 raised to minus 1, 2 raised to minus 2, likewise, right? So using that method, we can convert the binary number to decimal. Fine. Then any signed negative binary number can be recognized using its MSB, LSB, byte, nibble. These are the options. So any signed negative binary number can be recognized using its MSB, right? Most significant bit. If the bit is 1, it represents a negative binary number. Okay. So in this video, we discussed about the various methods for representing a signed number, sign and magnitude representation, and the complement methods. Thank you.